the exercise of the doubly excited system. So we have a question there. Two winding, one mounted on the stator and the other mounted on the rotor, have self mutual inductance of L11, L22, and L12 and L21 equal to 2.8 cosine theta, right? Where theta equal to omega t plus delta. Okay, let the first winding current by I1 and second winding current by I2. Derive expression for the instantaneous torque as a position of angular position theta in a simplified form. And after that, find the time average torque for this following condition. So we have one A, B, C, D, E here. The first one, omega m equal to 0, and delta 30 degree, I to 2 ampere, and I2 equal to 0 at 0 ampere. If you see this equation, A, B, C, D represent omega m equal to 0, which is at starting. At starting, we apply different kind of current at I1 and I2. And last part, E represent the when motor is rotating with the speed of 20 radian per second. So how much torque developed here? What is the torque equation, and what is average torque for this particular thing? So A, B, C, D for the stationary, and E is when motor is at rotation. Right? We try to see. So here we got L11 is constant 4.5, L22 is constant 2.5, but L12 is changing, equal to 2 cosine theta. That means in this statement, we know that the torque is delivered by the mutual inductance only, which is the product of I1, I2, differentiate L21 over d theta. That's it. So we use third term to solve this problem. Okay, we go to the solution now. So if you see this solution, right, this is a torque equation. Generally, torque equation, we got first term, second term, and third term. And we know that L11 theta and L2 theta are constant. That means this first two part is equal to 0. Equal to 0. So we just take into account the last part only, which is the this part only. Valid. That means we got only this part only is okay. This one equal to 0. Okay. This one equal to 0. And this one also equal to 0. Right. So that's very straightforward. So we use the part which is represented by the alignment torque. This alignment torque basically. So we have to find the product between I1, I2, differentiate dL2, d12 theta over d theta. Then substitute L12 equal to 2.8 cosine theta. We got this equation. Negative 2.8 I1, I2. And this is a general equation for the torque. Now we start go one by one. First we go to part A. Part A, we have I1 equal to 2 ampere, I2 equal to 0. And then theta equal to 30 degree because omega m equal to 0. At starting, omega m equal to 0. That means this theta equal to 30 degree. Theta equal to delta equal to degree. Then we substitute this I2 equal to 2 ampere there. Here, just 2 ampere. Then we got this equation where the starting torque, the instantaneous torque equal to 0. And of course, the average torque equal to 0. So we have done first part. The second part state that we got the same current I1, I2 applied, which is 2 ampere DC current, and theta equal to 30 degree, and then after that we substitute this into I1, I2, then we have the torque, instantaneous torque equal to negative 5.6 Newton meter, which equal to average torque also, which is negative 5.6 Newton meter. Okay, and the part C, when we inject DC current 2 ampere at winding 1, and we inject alternating current, sine wave, sine 20t, for the second winding. Right, then just substitute there, I1, I2. We have this equation, we got negative 3.959 sine 20t. So based on this equation, we know that based on this instantaneous torque equation, we know the average torque equal to 0. There is no torque produced in this kind of current. Okay, number D, we inject both current I1, I2 with the sinusoidal current with the amplitude of square root 2 sine 20t. And then we substitute this current into the torque equation, right? Then we know we have here sine 20t, sine 20t becomes sine 20t square, like that. Square sine 20t. Then you can use rule there to solve the problem, right? We can use to solve the problem. Negative 2.8 sine square to omega 20t. So sine square equal to 1 minus cos 40t over 2. And then if you solve this problem, you got this equation. Meaning that the torque equation is given by negative 1.4 plus 1.4 cosine 40t. Right? So in terms of average, we got negative 1.4. This average torque produced when we apply both standards of the current for the stator and the rotor winding. Okay, for the last part E, we inject DC current for I1 and we inject alternating current sine wave for the stator winding. Then we substitute this current, these two current, and we calculate this. Okay, so in this term, you can see that sine multiplied by sine, sine 20t multiply sine 20t plus 30. That means we need to use rules for the sine by sine. The rule state that this one can be changed to cosine and cosine. Cosine 20t plus this one, and then after that minus this one. Then you got this cosine term, and then you can divide by 2. Okay, then we got this equation. So based on this equation, we found that the torque equation for the instantaneous torque, and based on this one, you can find the average torque, which is given by this one. So this current produce average torque of negative 3.43. I hope this explanation very clear for you to follow. So next we move to the other example. We go to the next example. This one I think we can just skip here, no problem. Okay, regarding this one, this example. So in this example, you can see that we can see here we got stator current, we got rotor current, and this give us the self-inductance for the stator, which is equal 3 plus cosine 2 theta, and we got mutual inductance 0.3 cosine theta, and we got the self-inductance for the rotor, which is 30 plus 10 cosine theta. So if you see these values here, I mean in this system, the torque, the final torque or the total torque is contributed by the I1 and I2 together. So I1, I2, and also mutual inductance, right? So in this case, we need to use three terms of torque. That means we have the reluctant torque and also the alignment torque. We got the reluctant torque and also alignment torque. Okay, so this is a general equation for the circuit just now. This the first one, as part produce the torque due to the stator current. We call it the reluctant torque at the stator side, and this reluctant torque at the rotor side, and we have the mutual inductance, which give the alignment torque. And then you can substitute all these things. That means you can differentiate L11, you can differentiate L22 with respect to theta, and we will differentiate L12 with respect to theta, then we got this answer. And then after that, you can substitute the value for IS and also IR, and we got this equation. Okay, so this equation for the torque generate in this kind of machine. We have both. We have reluctant torque, which is sine 2 theta multiplied by this one, and we got alignment torque, which is sine theta multiplied by this. Okay, so you can see, the question. Then you can, based on the question, we can roughly or estimate the what is kind of torque developed in that particular system. Okay, now we move to this example. So in this example, they said the machine below has the following parameter, right? We got LLS, which is self-inductance, which is fixed value. LRR also fixed value, and LSR mutual, which is the value depend on the theta angle. That means in this case we only have the mutual inductance only. That means we only have the alignment torque. Okay, we have the alignment torque. Alright. So number A, okay, I think number A we just skip. We just go to number B. Because number B we going to determine the torque in the system. So suppose the stator and rotor coil are connected in series now. So we have series IR and IS connected in series with the value of 5 ampere RMS. That means the RMS value is 5 ampere. So the peak value is set to multiply by 5 ampere at frequency 60 Hz. Determine the torque equation generated in this machine, average torque and also maximum torque produced. Okay. So we know that the torque equation for this kind of machine, which is cylindrical machine, is given by the element torque only. Okay. Go to element torque only. This one, right? So we know the LR is constant. So the torque contributed by the element torque, which is IS, IR, differentiate LS over theta, Okay, you know that what is I? Is multiply I equal to I squared lah, the same current. You know I is equal to multiply by 5 sine omega t. Then substitute here, we got the sine squared. Here you got the cert 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by the square of this thing. You got the 50. And the answer is 50 sine squared, and then differentiate of the mutual inductance. Right. If we multiply 50 multiplied by 0.08, and then we got 4 lah, negative 4, and then the sine squared can be represented by 1 minus cosine 2 omega t over 2, and sine theta equal to sine omega t plus delta. So if we expand this equation, it become 2 sine omega mt plus delta, which is this one, first part, and after that we got cosine multiplied by sine, which is can be expanded to sine multiplied by sine plus sine. Okay, so cosine 2 omega t multiplied by sine 2 omega mt plus delta can be changed or can be expanded to this part and this part. We know that before. Cos multiplied by sine, you got sine and sine. Okay, then we can have this one. Now what we're going to do, we're going to find torque. Is there any torque in this equation? Yeah, the torque can be determined by make it the coefficient of t equal to 0. What make the coefficient of t equal to 0? So here we got 3 coefficient of t. First, omega m. The second one is omega m plus 2 pi, 2 omega. And the third one is omega m minus 2 omega. So if this coefficient or multiplier of t equal to 0, then we have torque. Okay. So first case we see at the starting. Starting means speed equal to 0. Okay. Speed equal to 0. So we just change speed omega m equal to 0 there. Multiply 40, then of course it produce torque. This term is not 0. This is not having torque because omega m, you put the 0, then you got sine 2 omega t plus that. That means this term still there. The average is not to 0. But the first term only will change to 0. The first part only here. So here omega m equal to 0, you got negative 2 sine delta, which is the equation for torque at starting. In order to find maximum torque, then we just change delta equal to 90 degree. Then we got torque equal to negative 2. This maximum torque produced. Fine. So we have torque at starting, which is negative 2 sine delta. So what is maximum torque at starting? This one happen when delta equal to 90 degree. Right. That happen when the position between the stator and rotor winding is at 90 degree, with the phase shift to at 90 degree, that means that we have maximum torque at that position. Okay, so the second one, when machine rotating, that means we have speed for omega m. We have speed for omega m. So you just make it omega m equal to omega m plus 2 to omega equal to 0. Then we have this part. So omega m can be plus or minus 2 omega. Okay, or equal to plus minus 250 pi radian per second lah. Omega equal to pi f. Okay, so based on this one, we know that the average torque equal to what? Average torque equal to, you just follow this one lah. You just follow this one. Negative, we have 2 part there. So if omega, depend on omega polarity, if omega is plus, then we have this torque here. Omega plus, you got torque here lah. Got torque here. So this torque equal to sine, what is it? Multiply here. You just multiply by this one, this angle. So 2, sorry, sine is sine, not 2 is here. Sine 2 delta. Okay, sine, this one term is equal to 0. So sine 2 delta. Sine delta only. Sine delta. 1 sine delta, you represent the average torque. That means maximum torque equal to 1 Newton meter. At rotating, when the speed equal to plus minus 2 omega, we have equation for the average torque, which is 1 sine delta. And we can find also maximum torque equal to 1 Newton meter whenever the delta equal to 90 degree. I think that's clear for us to find this one. Torque equation like that. Okay, now we move to the next example, which is here. So in this example, The same machine again, we have got same machine, cylindrical machine. And they say here LRR equal to 2 Henry and S 1 Haydn, and we got LLS equal 3 cosine theta. That means in this case, we have torque due to the mutual inductance. Okay, but in this case we have current. We got stator current equal to 5 cosine of phi t, and the rotor current equal to IR t 4 sine 4t. That means we have two alternating current supply for the stator and rotor with different waveform. The first waveform is a cosine waveform of current. The second one is sine waveform of current. So what we got to do now, we're going to find equation for torque in this machine. Find the equation for torque in this machine. So again, we use the thing is straightforward there. You can see that. So in order to find torque, just use formula that we studied before. In the machine, the torque given by this formula lah. Torque equal to ISIR differentiate DLSR over d theta. And then after that, you substitute the value for ISIR. IS equal to 5 cosine phi t, right? IR equal to 4 sine 4t. Just substitute there, multiply, and then differentiate the mutual inductance. Differentiate 3 cosine theta, it become negative 3 sine theta. Negative theta. And then I multiply all these three. 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3, you got 60 there, negative 60. Cosine, I make it bit like okay. Cosine, phi t multiplied by sine 40 multiplied by sine t. So first we need to multiply cosine and sine first. Solve this one first. Solve this one first. Multiply cosine and sine here. Solve this one first. Using rules. Use rule. Where cos by sine, you got this formula lah. You got here, you got the cosine multiplied by sine, you got sine plus sine. That means sine 90 plus sine negative t. Sine negative t. Or you can also put negative sine there. Same thing. Put negative sine t. Then you solve the problem and half divided by half. Then you got 30 there. Okay. 60 divided by 2, they got 60. Okay. And then last one, you multiply sine and sine. Sine 90, sine theta. Minus sine 90, sine t, minus sine theta. You put this one again. That means now you have sine and sine. Sine multiply sine, sine multiply sine. Then you have use rule again. Sine and sine, you give you cos and cos. Cosine and cosine. Cosine term and cosine term there. Then we have this part lah. You elaborate this more. You do this calculation. You got 30 become 15 divided by 2. Here you got cosine 90 minus theta minus cosine 90 plus theta minus cosine t minus theta and so on. Okay. Where theta equal to, you can change omega t per delta and so on. Right. Okay. That's the equation for the torque that you derive from the equation. So I hope you can understand why. Okay, finish. For the first one, we finished. We get the torque already, which is derived expression for the torque. So it's one down already. Okay, now evaluate the average torque. When the speed equal to 0, when the speed equal to 9 radian, and when the speed equal to 1 radian per second, let's consider delta 90 degree. Delta is angle here lah. So I mean at starting, the angle of delta is already 90 degree. 45 degree, sorry. The angle is 45 degree like that. Okay. If you see this equation, you got here sine phi t and 4t, right? Phi, dia punya frequency. Frequency for the stator is phi t, 5 radian per second. And then here you got omega, is omega t equal to 5 radian per second. And omega r equal to 4 radian per second. So as I mentioned before, whenever the motor speed rotate at frequency omega s plus omega r, which is 9 radian per second, then we got torque. So you can see here, at omega m here, you got torque. So number 2, definitely we can have torque there. Another one is when 5 radian per second minus 4 radian per second. That means we got 1 radian per second. Also produce torque. So that means the third, number 3 here, speed at 1 radian per second. That means we expect we got torque when speed equal to 1 radian per second. But number 1 speed 0. So we see if so that means at number 1 we expect the result before you calculate. We expect the result for number 1 here. there will be no torque at all because P equal to 0, which is not follow the rules. The rules state that we add and we minus. Add mean 90, minus mean 1T. But here 0. So that means we expect when we calculate later on, at omega equal to 0, there is no torque at all. Okay, now we go to solution. Okay, first we go to the omega m equal to 0, which is at starting. Okay, at starting, so we understand that based on theoretical that we studied before, we don't have any torque here. But we can try, see. We just substitute omega m equal to 0, omega m equal to 0 here, and omega m equal to 0, and so on. You got this term. So first term, second term, third term. You can see this one cos 90, cos 90, cos 90, cos t, and cos t. That means all the term here will produce 0 torque, average, no torque at all. That's why correct. 0. Okay, fine. Okay, number B, omega m 9 radian per second. 9 radian per second. So what happened? So you just change equal to omega 9. So you put 9 there, omega m to 9 there. You can put here, better here. So put here 9. 9. Here you put omega 9. 9, see here 9. Here 9, and so on, here 9. So if you see this term here now, this one reproduce non-zero torque because you got cosine 18t. So torque average equal to 0. Here cosine negative 8t, also 0 torque. Here cosine 10t, also produce 0 torque. But here 9 minus t equal to 0. This term become cosine delta only. Negative cosine delta. That's why you got value there, which is equal to, you have this one only. Negative cosine 45 degrees. This one only have value, which is give you the negative 10.607. So definitely it proved the theorem just now. Similar for speed 1 radian per second, you can do the same thing. You put 1 radian per second, you can see that here this term becomes 0, this term becomes 0, but here you got torque there. You got torque here. Here you got torque because cosine 45 degree multiplied by 15, you got the 10.607. Okay, clear. Okay, so that's how we evaluate the torque in this system. Okay. Okay, now we go to the last exercise 3 today. Again, this exercise almost similar like before, but we have the current, stator current is cosine, and the rotor current also cosine. Both cosine, both current is cosine term, right? So with the omega s is a stator frequency and omega is rotor frequency. And then based on statement there, we only have LSR only, inductance with respect to change with respect to theta. That means the rest of the LS, LR equal to 0. So we only have mutual inductance there. Okay, now we go to the first one. If the rotor is locked, stationary lock, right? And omega s equal to omega r. Calculate average torque. Calculate average torque. So now you have to calculate first the torque equation whenever we lock the rotor. Okay, go back to the solution just now. Okay, if you see this thing, if you multiply these 3 terms just now, ISIR and LSR, so we have this one lah. The torque maxima equal to this formula lah, IS max, IR max, multiply maximum of the mutual inductance divided by 4. Then we got negative 11.25 for this one. And this term there lah. Okay. This is a basic formula for the induction motor equation. So the first question state that when we lock the rotor not moving, the frequency of stator equal to frequency of rotor. Okay, frequency of rotor equal to frequency of rotor. That means omega m equal to 0. So you substitute here lah, omega m equal to 0 there. You go to here. It's not okay, omega m equal to 0, 0, 0, 0. Then we got omega s minus omega r. Then we know just now omega s equal to omega r. So equal to omega lah. This one become 2 omega. This one 2 omega inside the bracket here. 2 omega, 2 omega, 2 omega, 2 omega, right? We have that. Then this is the equation for torque generated here lah. When we do that one, this one minus, gone, finish, gone, kosong. Then you only have this equation for the torque. Okay. The torque equal to Tmax sine 2 omega plus this, plus torque max sine 2 omega plus this, plus torque max sine this one, and plus. So based on this one, we know that, okay, the average torque produced in this one equal to what? Equal to Tmax sine delta plus Cmax delta, because alpha equal to 0. This alpha equal to 0, alpha equal to 0. So the torque will be, the average torque will be Tmax sine delta plus Cmax sine delta equal to 5.823 Newton meter. Okay, that means we have lock. If the motor lock, and then they state that the equation for the omega s to omega r, then we got average torque. This one is similar like induction motor lah. Like induction motor, we know that in the induction motor, when we lock the rotor, the supply frequency equal to the stator frequency equal to the rotor frequency. That's why in induction motor we have average torque at start. Average torque. Okay. The three-phase induction motor produce average torque like that. Okay, now we go to the second one. They said here now omega s equal to 315 and omega 20. Okay, they give the data for the what I call it, angular velocity, angular velocity for the omega s, atau the frequency omega s in radian per second, omega in radian per second. Okay, and then what happen now? Find the mechanical speed so that average torque equal to non-zero. So we have value for average torque. What is the speed of the rotor now? So as I mentioned before, in order to find the motor speed to produce torque, you just add this speed and minus this speed. First add, I mean Ws plus Wr, the total speed will be the motor speed to produce torque. Then the second one, when we minus 315 minus 20, so the speed will be the motor speed that produce torque. So two speed that create torque for the motor. Okay, plus and minus. Ws plus Wr. So here, so Ws plus Wr. So you got, when the motor speed at this 35 radian per second, we have torque. Okay, we have speed when the speed motor at when the speed minus, we got torque also. And this for the rotational inverse rotation lah. When the speed is negative, we got torque. When the speed is negative, we got torque. That simple thing. So this mechanical speed that produce torque in the machine. Okay. And again, you can find the torque average during the speed lah. So when the motor speed equal to Ws plus Wr, you got equal to 335, then average torque equal to 1.956. Okay, that's the average torque produced. And then when the motor speed equal to 295, which is the difference between the speed, the average torque also equal to 1.954 Newton meter. I think that's okay for the number 2. Okay, number 3, number C. The number C, they say now the machine now is excited by DC current here. So we got current DC at the rotor winding with value of 5 ampere. So we know that when we inject DC, so there is no frequency, so Wr will be 0 there. Wr will be 0. Okay, and they say here, if the frequency of excitation equal to 315, which is equal to omega s, at what speed should the rotor rotate in order to produce non-average zero? Calculate the average torque. So they want to know what is the speed for this mechanical rotor speed, so that it produce non-zero torque. Okay, this like synchronous machine. So we know the synchronous machine, in order to have torque, the motor rotational speed must equal to speed of stator or the flux winding there, or the flux rotating magnet. So we know that one. So number last one equal to, okay, so you can see the equation there. Omega m equal to omega s plus omega. So we say that omega equal to 0, then the speed of motor 315, negative 315, negative 15, which equal to the synchronous speed. When the motor operate equal to synchronous speed, we have torque. Okay, and then average torque can be calculated by equation just now, which is torque max sine delta plus sine delta, and then so that we got 2 Tmax sin delta lah, which equal to 5.8 to 3 Newton meter. Okay, I think the result, the example is very clear, so you can relate to the theoretical part that we studied before. In case of synchronous motor for number 3, and also for induction motor, which is this one. Hopefully it's clear and you can understand. Hopefully you can understand more, and you can try do your own exercise lah to get more understanding about the doubly excited system. Thank you very much for watching.